Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Profit Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, June 27th, and we're back breaking down 7 total plays for today. We're going to be looking at the Yankees going up against the Blue Jays. Yankees, they've been struggling a little bit over the last 5 games. They will have a bounce-back spot here, I think, going up against the dreadful Blue Jays. We're also going to be looking at the Rangers going up against the Orioles, another team in Baltimore who has really been struggling lately. I think they might have a bounce-back game here against the Rangers as well. We will have 2 best player props of the day towards the end of the video and 5 total player props for today, as well as 2 game picks. But before you guys get any further in this video, would you please drop a like, subscribe to the channel below? That would be greatly appreciated. It goes a long way to the success of this channel. All right, guys, let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's take a look at this leaderboard. We do have 2 games finished. Actually, it's just 1 game because they're both in the same game. We take the push with the Rockies and the Astros over 8 runs. Didn't think we were going to have a shot to get even the push or a win, but the Astros came on late, scored 4 in the bottom of the 7th, I believe, in that game to get to 8 runs. Then we had Jose Altuve over 1.5 bases as one of the graphic plays. He did get it done, 2 hits in the game, 2 for 5. But that's the only one we've had, and that's on purpose because I wanted to get off work and then watch the games myself. So we still have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 bases going up against the Red Sox. Gavin Stone under 2.5 runs going up against the White Sox. We've got the O's minus 1.5 going up against the Guardians. Jose Ramirez over 1.5 bases in the same game going up against the Orioles. And then Gunnar Henderson as well in the same game over 1.5 bases going up against the Guardians. Let's take a really quick look at the leaderboard. Had a, I believe, 1-2 day yesterday, split on the props and took a loss in the game picks. So we did take a little bit of damage, 17-7 now over the last 7. Still looking pretty good on the leaderboard, though. 30 games above 500. We need a sweep, though. Haven't had one since, I believe, Friday or Saturday of last week. So we definitely need a sweep in this slate of games. And we're going to start with the Blue Jays because something is happening in Toronto for the first time all season long. This team, they're starting to score some runs. And if you remember back a couple months ago, the starting rotation for the Blue Jays, they came out and said, if we don't pitch well, we don't win games. Well, the exact opposite has been happening for the Blue Jays because over the last 3 games, they scored 5+ runs in 3 consecutive games. They have 1 total win to show for it because they put up 9 runs in the last game going up against the Red Sox. So the pitching has been a real problem this season for the Blue Jays as well. They're going to have Jose Berrios on the mound, and with the way he's been performing and who we have on the other side for the Yankees, I'm taking the over 8.5 as the play here. Jose Berrios has been resembling a pitching machine out there over the last several games. He's given up 5+ hits in 7 consecutive games. Over the last 3 games alone, he's given up a total of 19 hits and allowed 12 runs, including 6 home runs. That is a horrible number. The absolute last thing you want to be doing coming into this game against the Yankees is giving up too many home runs because the Yankees, they will make you pay. In his last start against the Guardians, he gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, 3 home runs. I think we're in the store for the exact same thing on the mound for Jose Berrios in this game. On the other side, it's going to be Carlos Rodon, who's coming off his worst pitching performance of his entire career against the Atlanta Braves in his last start. He gave up 2 runs in 2 pitches going up against the Braves, a single and then a home run. He went on to give up 11 hits in that game, 8 total runs, 3 home runs, only going 3 2/3 innings, and he's coming into this game with a 3.86 ERA. And if we take a look at the last 2 games for him going up against the Red Sox and the Braves, he's given up a total of 13 runs and 18 hits. So between the 2 guys we have on the mound, they've given up 37 hits in total over the last 4 games total between the 2. The Yankees, they are slumping just a little bit, but they have seen Jose Berrios a lot in his career. I do expect them to tattoo him in this game. For the Blue Jays, they're going to get to Carlos Rodon. They've been playing much better. They've been red hot at the plate over the last 3 games. I do expect a lot of runs to be scored in this one, so I'm going to take the over 8.5 as the first play here. For the player props on the screen, we are going to be playing both of them because I want the over to hit. We're going to start with Aaron Judge, and this one is a no-doubt play, in my opinion, for Aaron Judge. He's coming in with a 300 batting average this season. He has been the best hitter in baseball against right-handed pitching this year as well. And Jose Berrios against the right side, he is giving up a batting average of 288 compared to 205 on the left. So he does struggle against righties. And Aaron Judge is coming into this game hitting .313 against right-handed pitching with 23 home runs, 19 doubles. He has a total of 43 extra base hits against right-handed pitching this season. Lock this one in over 1.5 bases. Then we're going to go to George Springer as a player. This is someone I would never break down, but he found something in his last game going up against the Red Sox, recording 3 hits and a home run. He's coming into this game with a 196 batting average this season, and Carlos Rodon has struggled this season at giving up extra base hits to right-handed hitters. So far in the year, Carlos has given up 15 doubles, 3 triples, and 12 home runs to righties. This is going to be a recency bias play for George Springer. I'm going to take him over 1.5 bases because I love what I saw against the Boston Red Sox in his last game. So we're going to play both of them, Aaron Judge and George Springer, over 1.5 bases in that game. Let's move on to the best play of the day. I've been talking about the Orioles a lot, and they're going to be playing against the Texas Rangers here as the best play of the day. We're going to have Corbin Burnes back on the mound for the O's, who struggled in his last game against the Astros, but he was able to finish that game, keeping the under intact. I think Corbin Burnes is too good of a pitcher to try to attack him, so I'm going to play the Baltimore Orioles here. Team total over 4.5 as the play. The Rangers, they will be going back to Jon Gray, who did have a really good start in his last game going up against the Royals. He was having a really good season until that injury in late May. He had a few rehab starts in early June. And then they brought him back out as a relief pitcher going up against the Giants. And then he was a starter for a couple games, and one game against the New York Mets in particular was a really bad outing for him. In that game, he gave up 11 hits, 9 runs, 2 home runs, and he was only able to go 3 innings. He did follow that up with a really good game against the Royals, like I said, where he went 6 innings, only allowed 2 hits and no runs. But I do think the Orioles will find a way to put up a lot of runs in this game. Jon Gray has been too inconsistent coming back from that injury for me to trust him. And if you were to take a side in this game, I still think I'd lead on the O's here, minus 1.5 or minus a half on the first 5. They're going to have Corbin Burnes on the mound, who has been one of the best pitchers in baseball this season, bringing in a 2.35 ERA. He has given up 2 runs or less in 8 of the last 10 games, and he's been able to go consistently 6+ innings every single game. So actually, I think I would take the first 5 for the O's minus a half. He just went through the gauntlet against the Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies. He had 2 not-so-great starts, but he was still able to work through them decently. I think he's going to work through the Rangers in this game fairly easily, who's been mediocre after that World Series run last year. The Orioles are still one of the best teams in baseball at hitting the ball, and they score the most runs per game. I do like the Orioles here early to beat up on Jon Gray, but if you're looking for a side, I would lean towards the Orioles on the first 5 minus half. But for myself, it's going to be team total over 4.5 as the play there. For the player props on the screen, I'm only going to be playing one of them. It's going to be for the Orioles, and it's a guy that I have not talked about yet on this channel, I don't think. It's going to be Jordan Westburg, over 1.5 bases going up against the Rangers. Jordan, he caught my eye on Tuesday night going up against the Guardians. He had a 4-hit game, and this is just another young, talented player that the O's have in that lineup. And in this season, he's been pretty dang good for this team, coming in with a 283 batting average. He's collected 13 home runs as well in the year. I like the way he's been swinging the bat over the last couple games, and I do think Jon Gray will struggle in this game because he's been so inconsistent after that injury. I'm taking Jordan here, over 1.5 bases as one of the graphic plays for today. Let's go over to the best player props of the day, and it's going to be an oldie but a goodie. I guess he's not that old, but he's kind of old. Byron Buxton, over 1.5 bases going up against the Diamondbacks. We're going to start with the pitching in this game. Jordan Montgomery is going to be back on the mound, coming in with a 5.71 ERA, a 1.57 whip. He has been extremely bad this season of giving up multiple hits per game, and that's why I'm going with Byron Buxton here in this game, because Jordan Montgomery is giving up well over 1 hit per inning. He has given up 77 total hits in just 63 innings, and he's also given up 41 runs. Over the last couple games, he has been better at limiting his runs given up, but his hits allowed per game, they're still really high. He still struggles heavily against right-handed hitters as well, giving up a batting average of 316 with 28 extra base hits on the right side compared to just 3 against lefties. Byron Buxton's another guy who's caught my eye over the last couple games, having 2 no-doubt home runs, one against the Athletics, another against the Diamondbacks, and those balls, they got out in a hurry. He tattooed them. He's collected 5 hits over the last 2 games, and we are getting that classic left against right matchup in this one. Buxton does hit lefties better than righties, having a 276 batting average against lefties this year. Everything's pointing to another successful day at the play for Byron Buxton, so I'm going to take him over 1.5 bases as the play in this one. For the pitching prop, it is going to be Jordan Hicks of the San Francisco Giants to go under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Cubbies. Jordan Hicks, he's kind of a strange fellow because he was a closer for the Cardinals or a relief guy for the Cardinals in some cases for several years. It's pretty rare to see a closer go from a closing pitcher to a starting pitcher, but that's exactly what we're seeing here. He's faced off against the Cubs multiple times in his career, and whenever he was a relief or a closer for the St. Louis Cardinals, he played them 17 times. In those 17 games, he wasn't touched in 12 of them, so he does have a lot of success going up against the Chicago Cubs. And whenever he went over to the Giants, he's had more success going up against the Chicago Cubs. We have only seen him in 1 game, but he went 5 innings. He only gave up 4 hits in that game. He did not allow any runs to the Cubbies. He's coming into this game with a 3.24 ERA, and he got banged up against the Cardinals in his last game going up against his former team. He's going to have a bounce-back start in this one because it was just a week and a half ago when he shut down the Cubs going 5 innings. Jordan has been a pretty reliable arm this season for the Giants, transitioning to be a starter. I think he's going to have another good start here going up against the Cubs, a team he's seen a lot. So I'm going to take him under 2.5 runs as the play for today. Let's go over to the graphic recap, and we are going to start with the Yankees and the Blue Jays. We are taking the over 8.5 runs in that game. Blue Jays, they've been hot. Yankees, they're getting a good pitching matchup. I love runs in that one. Aaron Judge, best hitter in baseball, over 1.5 bases going up against the Blue Jays. George Springer, he's been hot at the plate, over 1.5 bases going up against the Yankees. I'm going to trust him in that one. We've got Jordan Westburg over 1.5 bases getting a matchup against John Gray, which I really like. And then the best play of the day, Rangers against Orioles. Orioles team total over 4.5. Might have to play it at 5 depending on what the line comes out, but for right now it's going to be 4.5. We've got Jordan Hicks under 2.5 runs going up against the team he's seen a lot, the Chicago Cubs. And then Byron Buxton over 1.5 bases, had back-to-back games with no doubt home runs, and he pinch hit the other night, recording a hit in his only at bat. So he's been hot to play as well, going up against Jordan Montgomery. I think that's going to be smooth sailing in that one. He should be able to cash that one in the first couple swings in that game. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Thursday, June 27th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.